part is you don't know what it's like until you are attacked. And that's part of the reason I would like some of the men from Silicon Valley.
Sobrang di ko pa mapaniwala. Maraming salamat sa suporta. Sana patuloy yung suporta niyo sa
Like, it was Facebook.
No, I mean, primarily Facebook,
Years ago.
but, I
Yeah.
would say for 6 years, these are stats.
The Nobel laureate has just shattered the internet. Maria Ressa's emotional tribute to Alex Eala sent shockwaves across the globe, igniting social media, electrifying Filipino communities everywhere, and creating a moment that instantly became historic. The tension was palpable, the pride overwhelming, and the emotion impossible to ignore. This was not just a viral clip. This was not a routine shout-out. This was something far bigger, a powerful collision of two unstoppable Filipino forces who conquered their worlds against all odds. Welcome back to Cortiva Tennis, where we bring you the raw, unfiltered heartbeat of tennis greatness wrapped in Filipino excellence. What you're about to experience is not a match recap or a standard sports update. This is a story about legacy, representation, national pride, and destiny. It is the story of two women, one who reshaped global journalism and one who is now reshaping world tennis, standing together in a moment that transcends sport itself. Just hours ago, timelines flooded, group chats erupted, social media platforms exploded as Maria Ressa, the Nobel Peace Prize winner known for her fearless pursuit of truth, delivered a heartfelt message that stopped the world in its tracks. Her words were directed at none other than the phenomenal, history-making Alex Eala. And if you think you've heard everything about Alex's rise, think again, because this moment reaches far beyond tennis. In a rare display of pure emotion, Ressa spoke with admiration and conviction, declaring, "She is making the Philippines shine brilliantly." Words that instantly became a rallying cry for Filipino sports fans from Manila to New York, from Cebu to Dubai, from Toronto to London. But powerful as those words were, they barely scratched the surface of what Maria Ressa truly meant. This was no casual mention. No polite congratulation. No routine acknowledgement. What unfolded was something far deeper, recognition from someone who understands the weight of carrying an entire nation on her shoulders. It was validation from a woman who faced imprisonment, harassment, threats, and political persecution, and emerged victorious. This was one champion recognizing another, one warrior acknowledging the battles being fought by someone walking a similarly lonely and unforgiving path. Maria Ressa did not see Alex Eala as merely a tennis player climbing rankings and collecting wins. She saw a symbol, a beacon of Filipino excellence on the world's most ruthless stage. With unmistakable conviction, she made it clear, what Alex is doing is not just for herself. It is for something far greater. Every time Alex steps onto the court, grips her racket, and locks eyes with her opponent, she is not chasing fame or prize money. She is carrying the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of millions. She embodies the Filipino spirit of resilience, determination, and courage. She refuses to accept the limits others try to place on her. She is proving that Filipinos belong on every global stage, competing at the highest level with anyone, anywhere. Maria Ressa understands this deeply because she lived it herself. Her recognition instantly elevated Alex's journey from a remarkable sports story into something approaching national treasure status. And the timing of this moment could not be more powerful, because right now, we are witnessing an extraordinary chapter in Alex Eala's already historic rise. Just days ago, Alex shattered her own career ceiling, breaking barriers that stood for decades in Filipino tennis history. She climbed to a career-high world ranking of number 45. Let that sink in. Alex Eala is now officially the highest-ranked Filipino player in the entire history of the Women's Tennis Association. This is not a fluke, not luck, not a temporary hot streak. This is the result of years of grinding, sacrifice, relentless training, life far from home, and battling through setbacks that would have broken most athletes. She endured defeats that tested her spirit, injuries that challenged her resolve, and loneliness that demanded inner strength beyond her years. She didn't politely ask for permission to enter history. She stormed through the gates and planted the Philippine flag on the global tennis map. Her breakthrough moment arrived when she captured her first WTA 125 title in Guadalajara, dominating opponents with a level of play that forced analysts to completely rethink her ceiling. That victory announced her arrival to the elite tier of world tennis. Then came the U.S. Open, a tournament that transformed into a national celebration as Filipino flags waved proudly across stadiums and screens worldwide. It was no longer about wins and losses. It was about presence. It was about identity. It was about showing the world that the Philippines belongs on the biggest tennis stages. As 2026 dawned, Alex came out swinging with fearless intensity. In Abu Dhabi, she battled through brutal qualifiers, defeating players ranked higher, more experienced, and supposedly more prepared. She carried that momentum back home, performing under the crushing expectations of the Philippine Women's Open. Then she marched forward toward the present Open, fueled by belief, confidence, and the unwavering support of an entire nation beginning to grasp just how special she truly is. And this is precisely why Maria Ressa's words struck so deeply. Because the pressure on Alex Eala is now enormous. Expectations have reached stratospheric levels. Every Filipino with an internet connection is watching, hoping, praying, and believing. At the same time, critics circle, doubters wait, and trolls sharpen their knives, eager for the smallest mistake. In this defining moment, having someone like Maria Ressa, who understands public scrutiny, political pressure, and relentless attack better than almost anyone, step forward with genuine understanding is rocket fuel for a champion's soul. But this story doesn't stop at admiration. What followed went far deeper. This was mentorship. This was wisdom passed from one Filipino icon to another. Sources close to both women reveal that Ressa spoke to Alex about what she calls the long game. Not about footwork or tactics, but about survival, integrity, resilience, and emotional strength when the world is watching. She warned Alex that as her star continues to rise, the noise will only grow louder. Critics will intensify. Trolls will multiply. Clickbait headlines and manufactured controversies will attempt to hijack her narrative. But her advice was simple and profound. Hold the line. Your truth is on the court. Your racket is your voice. Do not let them break your focus. Consider the power of that message. A Nobel Peace Prize winner, someone who risked everything to defend truth, telling a young athlete that her battle is just as meaningful, that her representation matters, that every time Alex steps onto the court, she carries the dreams of every Filipino who has ever been told they are not good enough, not wealthy enough, not from the right country, or not from the right background. When you stand alone on the baseline, Ressa reportedly told her, remember, you are never truly alone. An entire nation stands behind you. Those words carry extraordinary power. Professional tennis is mentally brutal. Endless travel, constant pressure, loneliness, injury risks, financial stress. One bad week can drop rankings. One injury can erase months of progress. Self-doubt creeps in during the silent hours. Having someone like Maria Ressa validate that struggle and offer guidance can sustain an athlete through the darkest moments of their career. So, how did Alex Eala respond? Not with fear. Not with hesitation. She responded like a champion. Those present say Alex, carrying the calm of a veteran and the hunger of a warrior, made a vow etched into history. She pledged that she would not play merely to win matches, climb rankings, or collect prize money. She would play to inspire. Every match would carry meaning beyond the scoreboard. Every victory would honor the Filipino spirit Maria Ressa embodies, resilient, unyielding, and impossible to silence. She committed to becoming more than a great tennis player. She committed to becoming a symbol of possibility, a beacon of hope, a living reminder that Filipino dreams deserve the world's biggest stages. And something about that moment felt different. This wasn't media talk. This wasn't a soundbite. This was a young woman looking into the eyes of one of the most important Filipinos alive and making an unbreakable promise. No matter how high she rises, top 40, top 20, even top 10, her identity, roots, and pride would never waver. This moment now represents the passing of a torch, a bridge between generations of Filipino excellence, a bond between two warriors fighting on different battlefields for the same cause, dignity, representation, and national pride. And that is why this story matters. Because Filipino sports is living through a golden age. We witnessed Hidilyn Diaz lift Olympic gold and rewrite history. We watched Carlos Yulo defy gravity and stun the world. We've seen champions emerge across boxing, basketball, volleyball, and athletics. But tennis is different. Tennis is a global fortress, dominated for decades by Europe, North America, and Australia. It demands elite infrastructure, coaching, financial backing, and opportunity, resources rarely accessible to developing nations. For a Filipino athlete to rise into the upper ranks of the WTA is nearly unprecedented. It demands not just talent, but extraordinary sacrifice, relentless discipline, and unbreakable belief. Training far from home, competing in systems built for others, fighting for recognition, earning respect point by point. When Alex Eala steps onto the court in Doha, Paris, New York, or Melbourne, she does not walk alone. She carries the Philippines with her. Every Filipino watching sees their own struggles reflected in her journey and draws hope from her refusal to accept imposed limits. Maria Ressa understands this deeply. When she fought for press freedom, she wasn't fighting only for herself. She fought for every Filipino voice, every Filipino truth, every Filipino dream. That is why she sees a kindred spirit in Alex. Two warriors, two fronts, one mission, to elevate the Philippines. Every upset victory sends a message. Every hard-fought match against wealthier systems proves that determination can overcome disadvantage. Every Philippine flag on Alex's sleeve demands respect on the world stage. And Alex's story is only beginning. This moment, this exchange, this recognition, this promise will one day be remembered as a defining chapter in how she became one of the greatest tennis players the Philippines has ever produced. Because legends are forged at the intersection of talent, timing, belief, and purpose. And right now, we are witnessing history unfold.
The part is you don't know what it's like until you are attacked. And that's part of the reason I would like some of the men from Silicon Valley to actually trade places with us.
Now, can you give us an update on what you're feeling on your life? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a bit of discomfort and
Today, facts win. Truth wins. Justice wins.